Welcome to this demo on Tosca data integrity in SAP Migration. Today we're going to have a look at the testing required when migrating from ECC to HANA and see an example of how Tosca data integrity covers this. Tosca data integrity is a layered approach to data warehouse testing, identifying issues as early as possible with end-to-end automation. Our solution is ETL and data source agnostic, enabling us to test across all data warehouse landscapes. When we look at the SAP migration, there are three main layers: database, business logic, and UI. Supporting over 160 technologies out of the box, Tricentis Tosca covers all SAP and non-SAP user interfaces for end-to-end automation. On the business logic layer, we leverage our impact analysis to focus on the most important tests and automate via API where possible. Our data integrity component covers the first migration layer, focusing on the data replication from ECC to HANA. Today we will have a look at this first migration layer, getting a preview of how Tosca data integrity carries out reconciliation testing from ECC to HANA. Here's my environment for today. If I open up Tosca, you can see my data integrity tab. We have wizards at the top, and we create all our tests using out-of-the-box modules, templates, and a wizard-driven approach to create and maintain tests. For today, we're going to look at reconciliation from ECC to HANA, so I'm going to select my SAP BW connector, and you can see I have some options here. For now, I'm going to enter my application server information, and I can connect to my instance. The instance I'm connecting to today is my developer instance, and we can either connect through the front end using our native connector within Tosca Data Integrity, or we can also use the ODBC connection, and I have an example of both. Once we've connected, we want to actually select the data, so we'll move to the next tab over here, and you can go through and select using the different catalogs and info providers and select the dimensions and measures. Now this is my source. We can also point to a target, and we can point to files, web HDFS, SSH, or we can go through the ODBC for ECC, for example. Here's a preview of my data. I can export it to a text file if I want to use it for a baseline, or I can simply point it now to another data source. I've already set this up, so I'm not going to go through that to save time, but if I have a look over here and expand my reconciliation, these are the different tests I've set up based on my environment. So this is the one we're interested in, so if I open this up, double click on the actual step, bring it into view, you can see we have a connection type, and we can connect to any ODBC compliant database, so HANA has this as well. That's why we have the option to do both from Oracle to HANA using that connection type. But in this example, I've connected to ECC using the ODBC driver. You can see my SQL query there. I can jump to the editor and actually run the query, so I don't need my own separate SQL querying editor. Anything I do here will be updated in the test itself. Add some options like first row is the column names. You can remap column names if they've changed names from ECC to HANA. In my example, they have changed. If I scroll down, you can see my connection to the front end of BW and all my information there. There's the selection I made of the data. First row contains the column again. You can trim out different cell options. If there's expected transformations, we have the option to use out-of-the-box trimming over here, like removing commas, formatting, substring, a number of options there, all out of the box without having to write SQL queries. Enter your row key, and then you can see the actual report it'll generate. We have reports within the tool, but also reports outside of the tool to pinpoint the data and see exactly what happened along the way. What I'm going to do now is come over here. I'm going to right click and I'm going to run this test. And as that runs, I can navigate to my actual reporting folder. And what we'll see is a report for ECC to HANA that's been created. There we go, it's ran over here. My information is within Tosca for auditing, but we also have the actual report generated outside of Tosca, which can be pointed to a shared drive. You can see it ran. It errored out after 100 errors, which you can set up. There were some differences within the net sales column, and now I can go through the differences, and you can see I can display 5 or more columns over here. Let's select 20. And on the right-hand side, you can see my formatting changed from ECC to HANA. So we can pinpoint exactly what happened and where it went wrong from that side. So that was just a preview of how we are helping our customers test their migration from ECC to HANA using our reconciliation function. Please get in touch with our team for more information. Thanks.